All right, now let's make some down.
You can really taste the people.
You do know that Riverdale was founded in the maple syrup industry.
Here in Riverdale?
Dilton Doily plays with guns.
Big one, Betty.
Sardonic humor is just my way of relating to the world.
Everyone knows how much I loved my brother.
Exactly.
If we go in there with the entire Scooby Gang, forget it. We're compromised.
War is hell, Chuck.
No, Archie. Hell is other people.
Out of the four of us, only you and Archie haven't kissed.
Fascinating.
I'm gonna go get a buddy. Do you want anything?
A glass of milk would be great.
Alice?
Is it true what they say about men who have just been released from prison, FP?
The Coopers are one of the most respected families in Riverdale.
Take your male gaze and your male privilege and get out of the women's locker room.
Happy birthday, dear Chuckhead.
Last night was...
A PG-13 girl obsession?
Color me shocked. Archie Andrews, is that why you became a mediocre musician overnight?
I'm not interested in being anybody's rebound. Besides, I'm more into girls anyways. And all this time I thought you were a lover, not a fighter.
Both. I've got layers.
And it'll be a cold day in hell before a snake lets a pig tell him what to do.
Yeah, you know what that intro means. It's time for some Riverdale.
Yeah. That's some pretty serious news this week, though. Luke Perry, of course, who plays Senior Archie, as we call him, or Fred, Fred Andrews, as the rest of the world calls him.
The norms.
Yeah.
The muggles.
Yeah, but apparently he suffered a stroke the other day.
I don't know what's going to happen to me if people that look like they're, healthy start having things happen to them. Oh my God!
Just a random weird thing. He's 52 years old, and
they're just getting ready to do a 90210
reboot. Yeah,
he hadn't signed on to it as of yet, but.
Well, I think his Riverdale... my understanding is his Riverdale contract was preventing him from going and doing any other show like that. So.
But I feel like they would have worked it out.
I'm sure.
So they may still, hopefully, by the time you hear this, he's all better.
Right.
That'd be the best case scenario. So...
my brother Jared, it was Casual Friday at work, and he said he wore a Henley shirt in honor of Fred Andrews. It was like one of his Henley work shirts he was wearing. So.
Wow.
Coach Mayer getting it done.
Wow.
Wonder how many people...
This mayor's got to stick together. People.
Yep. Wonder how many people walked up to him and were like, Luke Perry?
Is this about
Dylan?
Anyway, we hope he gets all better.
And his role has been kind of reduced lately, but I don't think the show, it wouldn't be good for the show to go on without him. So,
So, if you didn't listen to our regular episode, and you only listened to the Dale, I went on a podcast, and so I'm locked in now. First off, we mentioned we were going to do this game, this Riverdale game. That's like
we had a draft.
Yeah, we had a draft and everything, So anyway, Cliff's been on me. He's not going to let me just forget about it. The thing is, it's this fine line between, or we're not going to do it, because if we're not going to do it, I'm not doing this hours and hours of work to prepare it. But apparently we're going to do it, so I've been working on it.
I just feel like if we don't do it, we may lose Teasley. And every listener is a gem.
He's very concerned about whether...
He's going to hold us accountable. And we've already hurt his feelings.
Yes.
With the Big Brother episode.
Yeah, we didn't include him on
2 strikes. That. I'm not going 2 strikes to tease him.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, though, you got as I'm working on it, you're all losing a character.
Oh, okay.
And you lose. I'm telling you who you lose. Each of you.
Anyone but Sabrina.
No, that's the one you're losing. She's not on the show.
Not my first draft pick.
She's not on the show. Because as I'm doing it, I'm making these cards for it or whatever, and it's all stuff from the show. And so I'm losing. You're all losing the person that I can find the least amount of stuff on. And I honestly was going to just go look at the Melissa Joan Hart show and find stuff, but it's just already so much work. So
I will take that bullet.
I knew you would.
Well, I've got something to admit. Jared's wife, Valerie, for Christmas got Running Around Riverdale.
Right.
So she has the game, and I went over there one day, and they were in the middle of a heated battle with all the kids. So I have seen it played.
Because I'm
not going to lie, because I don't lie on this show. If I've seen or played something, I will tell you. So I understand the basic mechanics of it, as will anyone who's ever played Sorry.
Right. I'm kind of curious. I was looking at it the other day. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is kind of.
And watching them play it, I thought, how are we going to do that?
It may be drastically different.
Yeah.
We're just using the board and the pawns. But I did. And like I said, Jordan gave me a little idea for the end. So I think it's going to be good once we get it whipped together. So here in the next few weeks.
And you made a promise on a podcast people actually listen to. So making a promise on here, who cares?
Yeah, who knows how many people listen to us? What handful of people? But I did go on a podcast that has probably 10,000 listeners, and it's been shared to hundreds of thousands of people. So somebody might be expecting us to do this.
That's right.
You didn't get out of the bath and make a promise.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did you even say what the podcast was? Cardboard?
Oh, it was Cardboard. It was a board game podcast, and I mentioned we were doing this. We're going to do this board game. You're going to listen to us play it. So it's coming up. I just wanted to get that on the record. If I don't say it, I won't work on it. Anyway, so let's get into this. Riverdale's back.
And we had a couple weeks off there.
Reruns.
Yeah. So, what was the name of this one, Jordan?
Chapter 48, Requiem for a Welterweight. Which, again, not a direct
they're getting a little
movie
loose.
title.
They're fast and loose with these titles.
Requiem for a Heavyweight is a 1962 movie written by Rod Serling of The Twilight Zone, starring Anthony Quinn, Jackie Gleason, and Mickey Rooney, about a boxer. He got injured and was kind of washed up, and it's him trying to cope with life outside the ring. So it's kind of what Archie's doing, trying to get his life together, but using boxing to get his life in order.
That is so Archie. He's just give me something to punch.
Yeah, this was Archie, and now
Find
boxing.
Me a guy with some broken legs,
just like music was. Now boxing is the only thing Archie cares about, and he is just like, this boxing is the most important thing in my life for this week.
Where's Nick St. Clair when you need him? So of course we start off with Jughead overdub here. There's some breakfast going on. Here comes breakfast.
Griffins and gargoyles, serpents and ghoulies. Riverdale was a veritable jungle of mythological creatures, species jockeying for power.
Talking about griffins, gargoyles, and serpents and ghoulies. Everybody jockeying for power.
So you mentioned breakfast. His mom is making him breakfast.
Right.
Yeah. That bacon was kind of undercooked a little bit.
It needs a few more minutes.
Yeah.
She's pulling it off. It is basically raw.
I was like, has she ever fried bacon before?
Yes.
I don't think even Lugnut would eat that bacon.
But I like
probably not.
The ketchup bottle is like this old timey ketchup bottle and stuff. I'm like, they go all out with some of the details. I love it.
And at the dark heart of it all...
Good morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Breakfast is served.
Wow. Mom. It's way better than the normal breakfast.
And of course there's like those pepper lighting. They've got like the Christmas.
They're peppers, yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Jughead is sleeping on looks like an old army cot in the middle of the living room. I was like, is that his normal bed?
And he doesn't say a thing, but FP's
couch.
complaining about the couch.
Morning.
Morning.
You sleep on it wrong?
There's no right way to sleep on a couch.
Do you want
There's no right way to sleep on the couch.
No wonder he's
And
spending a lot of time in
Jellybean
the
strolls
bunker.
in. She's gonna get some coffee.
Let her drink coffee?
I was like, what is going on?
Okay.
He's
fine
all
by
right
me.
with it.
Help yourself. I gotta get to work. Hey, if you need anything, you call me.
Over at the Coopers, they're on breakfast. They love to eat at the Coopers.
They probably
we're watching,
their
like I
bacon.
said, we're rewatching Breaking Bad right now, and I'm counting breakfasts, and he's like, What's going on with all the breakfast? I was like, I know, right? I'm up to like 25 breakfasts here. Betty's sitting there. Betty's expressions are so good constantly. She's just like, Alice has her wedding dress. She's getting it altered because she's gonna get baptized. Betty's like, weird look as she eats her. Well, let's see. There was a box of fruity sugar sparkled fruit munch. I can't get the whole box.
The camera only panned about halfway into it. I paused it, but I was like, it's not. It wasn't like a parody of something.
Right. Yeah. There's some little weird looking puppet on there. I don't know, but I love that kind of stuff. Anyway, there's going to be a gathering for the women at the farm Sunday night, the new facility, and she's getting baptized. We're over at Lodge, and Hiram just doesn't even know what's going on. He doesn't know all the stuff that's been happening to him. A rare time that Hiram is on top of things. Somebody's been jerking him around here, and it's Veronica. Her and her mom know all about it, but he was laid up. He got, he was grievously injured and somehow suddenly better. But
shot through the heart.
Yeah. Anyway,
who's to blame?
We were all thinking it.
He mentioned, tall boy tried to kill him. So FP is the sheriff now. He's mentioned it. A lot has changed. Gladys, a Toledo serpent, is back in town. Guys, we don't know. We may be as close as anybody that listens to this podcast to Toledo.
Yeah.
So he's getting skeeved out by the Joneses. Trying to keep
Did we settle what is even happening? What his scheme is?
I don't know what's happening.
I don't think it even matters.
Prisons and selling drugs to Gladys to sell drugs back to Hiram. Like,
it made no sense.
Did that get cleared up at all this episode?
I'm so confused.
None of that makes sense. So who cares? I hate plot. I don't like plot.
So do the writers in Riverdale.
Right. So then we're over at Pops, and then comes just Josie and Archie, and she wants to skip class and catch a matinee at the Bijou. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I should date Josie. I would go. Let's skip class and go watch a movie at the Bijou. That sounds like a great day.
How are we feeling about this romance?
I feel like one biggest thing is it's happening in, what do they call that? The phrase is in a vacuum. Is like no one knows about this.
Yeah, or cares.
Yeah,
or cares.
I'm just curious if they would care if somebody saw them out together. Is this?
Sweet Pea would.
This. That was the last person I was concerned about, but I should be super concerned about it. But like, what if Veronica or Betty saw him out making out with Josie? Like, are they gonna care?
Yeah, you think there needs to be something to add either drama or stakes or something to this relationship, because right now it's just, okay.
I think they're trying to make it a serious thing before it's revealed to everybody. But I don't know, but he's sweeter than a strawberry milkshake.
Whatever.
Okay, so they're sitting there. Maybe we can go after school. He's training with Keller, and
which will be her stepdad.
And she tries to point out, because I just love that there's all this stuff about how he isn't good at school. He's terrible at school. What grade was he in when he learned how to read?
Second grade.
And
he didn't know how to read in second grade.
Right.
So we don't know when he actually.
And she's
like, sixth grade.
She's like trying to help. Are there any scholarships for boxing? All he knows is stepping in between them ropes. It's good for his head.
This week.
Yeah.
It used to be football. It used to be music. It used to be Veronica. It used to be
wrestling, whatever he has to do.
Yeah, he was a wrestler there for an episode.
Mm-hmm.
Had to wrestle
couple
the
episodes.
Ram.
He had to wrestle Chuck, too. He was out of his weight class.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. He just forgets everything outside the ring.
Yeah, and he still wears his leather jacket all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen him play football in like 2 years.
One guy died.
We have no way of knowing what season it is. It might not even be a football season, but who knows?
Oh, who would know? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. They don't let you see outside a lot. All she knows is he better not mess up that pretty face. That's all the guy's got going for him. So
that really would be the capper. Like, he's been mauled by a bear. He's got a sick tat.
Yeah, if they had to like do some fake thing on his face every week, that would be the best.
He's gonna lose a finger, we know.
Yeah.
If he had to wear like an eye patch or something. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
By the end of the show, he's half robot. Like.
So Betty's like, she's pointing out to Jughead that Alice doesn't seem to. She's not pushing the farm at her anymore. It's not. She's like, I was constantly getting bombarded with this farming crap, and now nobody even cares what I think about it. And it did seem odd. Usually she's having to fight it off, and now she's getting a little suspicious. She's never even seen a photograph of Edgar Evan. Never, not one jug. So she's gonna try to check it out.
Do some investigating.
Well, we have the first meeting in a long time of the Swords and Serpents.
Yeah.
I saw that written on the chalkboard. I was like, oh,
too.
yeah.
Well, I was like, what meeting is this? And then I saw chalkboard. I was like,
well, they're losing membership. It's hard to keep.
Yeah, they're down 8
together.
people, all girls.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out Tony and Cheryl started their own gang.
All those pretty poisons.
Who already have merchandise.
Yeah.
They've got matching jackets. They've got logo
You gotta
design.
buy another jacket now.
I know. I'm gonna have a whole collection of my
Who is
house.
the graphic designer at Riverdale High? Because they're getting some work.
At least Jughead admits that it's
probably
all
the same
his
person that drew the serpent thing on the chalkboard.
It's all his fault. He banished them. What did he expect? They're not still going to come to the friggin' club.
And whatever he banished them for was like 3 episodes ago, so it does not matter at the least to the plot anymore.
Right. Well, they bring it up, when he meets, it's like she told him right then that she was Tony did that she was legacy or whatever. It's like, and he didn't seem to care then, but now all of a sudden he cares.
I just need to talk to Tony, get her back into the serpent fold, and the rest will come back too. They need to be reminded what it means to be a serpent. I'll make this right.
He'll get him back. He'll remind him what it means to be a serpent. Meanwhile, Archie's in the ring where he's in his good headspace, punching Keller, and it's like you're telegraphing your punches, Archie. I'm like, you're literally telling him what to punch. You're like left, right, left. You're telegraphing your punches.
What a trainer.
It was like, you can't win. Ugh. It's like you're not gonna be able to do that with experienced fighter. Like what?
They're not gonna call out what punches.
Yeah, you
to
just
throw.
said spider, and he went back and forth like that. And oh man, I knew you were gonna do. And Archie's like crap. He's like, all I know is I was good. Those guys at the L&L. You guys remember what L&L stands for?
Leopold and Loeb.
That's right.
I was really hoping at some point we would get like Archie versus the Mop. It'd just be a Mop standing in the corner of the ring, couple boxing gloves up there.
Well, Elio's like the new Mop.
But again, Archie is so mouthy to Tom, who's just trying to help him, trying to coach him for, I'm assuming, for free.
But anyone taking advantage of
him. He's like, no, Tom, let me do what I want. It's like, Archie, stop it. He's an adult. Taking time out to mentor you, and he's just a jerk to him.
He's got no technique is his problem.
Yeah, that's
he's like, I need to know if boxing is going to be a viable option for me.
Because if it's not, I got to pick something else next week.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm just like, what are you
like
going to do?
skee ball or luge? I mean, we got to pick something.
All of a sudden, I'm like, I want to see the mix of those two things. Skee ball, luge. So back at La Bonne Nuit. There's Gladys and Veronica are meeting, about whatever. I don't even understand what she owes money, whatever. She's got a thumb on her.
She was making a payment. Veronica had to make her payment
With all the blue ink money.
Trying to rebuild the candy trade. Who do you want in charge, me or your dad?
I gotta say, Gina Gershon was built for this show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That kind of campy, over the top. Like, she knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah.
She knows what show she's on.
I assume she's like this in real life.
I hope so, but I am in her camp. Again, I said if she becomes the villain rather than Hiram, I'm all for that.
Yeah. He's awful. I'm so sick of him, honestly. And they should just replace him with Kelly Ripa and never say anything. I'm curious to see how we go. Just all of a sudden, she's just playing that character. This is somebody else. I'm just sick of looking at his face. Anyway, Veronica doesn't want her family in the drug trade anymore. Period. So she'll take anybody. We got Elio comes in. All of a sudden, now he is a boxing promoter or whatever, and he's got some guy. He wants Archie to take a fight and throw it for $5,000.
And convinces him pretty easily.
No.
It doesn't take much convincing.
He's like, I want you to take it out of me. Archie's like, is there a drain? Is there some place that I can slip through? Explains to me, convinces Archie, because you can convince Archie of anything, that this is a good idea for your, everybody does this. So get you some good publicity that you lost a fight.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
Well, basically,
got to get your name out there, kid, by losing.
He's getting to fight a contender, so I guess everybody wants their shot. They want to get on a card,
But that was my thinking. They talk later in the show that we can't betray. There's a lot of big money riding on this,
right?
And I thought, what kind of payoff is there for betting for a 12-0 champion? To beat a 10th grader who's never boxed before. Right. What are the odds? That's got to be 100-1 odds.
Yeah.
Who is picking Archie?
Do you need the kid to throw it?
Yeah, I don't.
Are
get
you
the
that
stake.
bad?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like there's a lot of money riding on you. You gotta lose this fight.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, Veronica wants her dad to get his life back together, refocus on the prison.
And I don't even know what Veronica's doing now. Like, she's trying to play both sides. I can't track any
I like
of
that I can't track it. I like that it doesn't make any sense. She's like,
The answer to that question is Reggie.
Yeah. Why don't you fill the cells with prisoners? We didn't have any Reggie this episode. Make more money imprisoning drug dealers than supplying them. I mean, this seems like something he would never want to do. Like, legitimate. He's like, that's good. Like that, it never crossed his mind in a million years of putting prisoners in prison. he's like, but you're thinking too small.
Yeah. You see, you got to get the drugs in the prison.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically. So over at Pops.
The damn.
So Jughead meets up with Tony, and he's trying to explain to her that being a serpent is her birthright, as she tried to tell him.
Yep.
I'd like you to reconsider. She's like, make me queen. I'm legacy. What's queen? What do
you get with that?
Was somebody queen?
Betty.
Betty was the queen?
Yeah.
Gargoyle queen, I thought.
No. She even says it. She goes, because of Betty, right?
Jughead's the king of Queen Archie's world.
He's like, I can't do that. Well,
again, and this Jughead's first character arc was getting out of the serpents and not being associated with this gang, and now it's he's living in like you think Tony would come take that burden off him. Oh, cool! You want to be in charge? Cool. I'll just hang out with Betty and just be a serpent. Yeah.
I think it was more. Yeah.
Clickety clack on my reporter machine.
I think it was more.
She's a yeah. You think?
Well, he was trying not to be like FP, and FP is the sheriff now. So in order to not be like FP, he's the Serpent King.
Get them switchblades like he's.
Man, he's quick. I know he whips it. He's a changed man. I don't even want to know what he's got under that hat. He goes low though. He says, "You're Cheryl's vanity project." That was that's too far. That's like cutting somebody's tattoo off.
The Dale.
So over at the Coopers, that's a great rain between scenes.
That's like Super Friends. You said
transition.
Yeah, your dress looks really pretty, Mom. That's the ugliest freaking dress. It has to be said.
I know. I was like, that's her wedding dress.
For when she got married, she would have been like very conservative Alice that we first met, I would assume.
Yeah.
She's been 3 other Alices since then, but you think, her wedding dress would be very.
They do color. They color Alice Smith too, at the baptism.
Did they?
Yeah,
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I mean, the clothes. Polly's got on the biggest bell bottoms you've ever seen. The Ever Never girl's got corduroy like bibs on. I mean, they are full 70s.
I am afraid Kevin's being misled about there being a bunch of cute gay farmies.
I think you're right.
I didn't want to. I hadn't got there yet, but I was really worried. I hope he at least likes pizza because that's all he's getting.
Judging by the fashion choices, the cute gay farmies are not at the baptism.
Yeah, they would have fixed all this.
So happy you decided to be a part of this. You know how much this means to me.
Of course, Mom. Oh, Alice, I need to get those forms back.
Oh, right. Yeah, they're right here.
What forms?
Just boilerplate. Elizabeth.
They got some boilerplate forms.
What kind of baptism requires a signed release form exculpating the organization in case of bodily harm or death?
It's a standard form. I signed one scarier when I joined 23-Hour Fitness.
In case I remember my baptism. And they had me scrawl my initials in case of bodily harm or death. Standard form. You know what is a scarier form than that? When you join 23-Hour Fitness.
Yeah, I caught that. I was like, on my second watch through, I was like,
wait. On your second watch through?
Well, I watched it once, and then Carly was watching it tonight before I came. And I just happened to be in the room,
Wow. Just happened to be there.
Yeah.
See, I was imagining 23-Hour Fitness is exactly the kind of place our former co-host Michael would sign up.
Yeah.
Because he'd be like, this one's $10 cheaper a month. Yep. I'm going to go to 23-Hour Fitness.
24-Hour Fitness is $10 a month. 23-Hour Fitness is $9 a month.
Right. We would know it if that happened. So
and it's great lighting to take selfies of my bicep.
Wow. Yeah, God, I hate to interrupt this, but oh my God. You should get a selfie of his bicep.
Your mother is on the verge of discovering something that some people spend their whole lives looking for and never find. There's no need to be afraid or to stand in the way of that.
There is, if she's gonna get hurt.
It is just like Edgar said. You're a detractor, but I'm not gonna let you ruin this day for Mom. Fine, but if Mom dies, then her blood is on your hands, Polly.
So Betty's basically, she's getting gaslit here. There, she's like, "What? Don't you understand? This is insane." That's her whole life is freaking out because nobody understands how crazy it is. And yeah, Edgar said she'd be a detractor. We knew it. all along.
They're really trying to build this Edgar person up before they reveal
It's
him.
been a long time.
Yeah.
Who's it going to be? Like, did they cast this person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad
Michael
Murray.
You guys.
The Dale.
That may be the greatest thing that's ever happened on this podcast.
I always wanted to be one of those podcasts that just float. Oh my god, that was so stupid. Oh, actual tears. You can't play in that stuff. We don't rehearse, I swear. Hard to believe.
Now let's make some damn.
So, blood's gonna be on Polly's hands. Oh my god. Okay. So
yeah, they've been building this up so long. It's had to be somebody.
Yeah, noteworthy.
Of import, and who is more important?
Exactly.
So, I don't understand I don't understand any of the plot. Like, the ghoulies, my father's going after the ghoulies, and they need soldiers.
Yeah, these sworn enemies, they're gonna just turn them into serpents, and all be buddies now.
And but which gang is going to end up being the prisoners? I'm trying to figure out, like, obviously, because FP wasn't going to arrest people, but they need people to be prisoners and
manufacture.
I mean, they're
drugs.
leading up to something, but I don't know who's. Are they going to start arresting? I don't know. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense.
Well, it looks
But
like the
this pretty bird bought herself another
day. Keep up the good work, little magpie.
According to Gladys, so keep up the good work, little magpie.
Oh, right.
So ex-Sheriff Keller is pretty ticked because...
Hey! You took a fight against Randy Ronson. Are you nuts? The guy is 12-0 with 10 KOs. You haven't even fought a round yet.
I have to prove myself somehow. Elio's giving me the chance to do that.
Ronson, he fights dirty. He sucker punched one of his opponents. The guy nosedived into a stool and he hasn't walked since. Archie, you make the call, you cancel the fight, or you find yourself a new coach.
Archie signed up for this fight against Randy Ronson. It's all out of bubble gum. So, this guy's 12-0 with 10 knockouts. He fights dirty. He sucker punched
He's no
one of
mad
his
dog.
opponents. Yeah. How do you sucker punch in a boxing match? I would think you're expecting to get punched.
And whatever, never mind.
I will point out that if you work in a lab, in a medical laboratory, this line means something different. It says the guy nosedived into his stool.
Oh.
And he hasn't walked since. So I was like, wait. Oh, okay. This is a $1 Million Baby reference. Okay. A lot of movie references. I feel like I miss probably and I am a noted movie guy, but I miss a ton of movie references. I did miss the $1 Million Baby, but
there's another one coming up later.
oh, there's a big one. I watched that movie for the first time this week.
Nice.
So you can imagine how excited I was.
But this boxing match, does it not take place in the gym where he's training?
That's what I thought.
And like all these head honcho mob guys show up and sit on like a bleacher. He's not in like Madison Square Garden. So again, I do not understand the stakes of Archie has to go in the third round. It's like an exhibition in a gym in Riverdale against a high school kid.
This is the analysis I want. Okay. Cancel the fight or find yourself a new coach. Meanwhile, the Pretty Poisons are practicing their archery. Anchor your hand at the corner of your mouth. You know how it works, Cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Use your dominant eye.
Much more, comes in more handy than a switchblade would.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Well, you got to earn those hunting cloaks also.
You got to relax, my pretties. And then release.
That's how they get you. Hot Topic will release all the leather jackets first with the Pretty Poison logo. Then next season it'll be the hunting cloaks. So I'll have to buy another one.
And then comes strolling Tony, because she's the leader.
Yep.
Nice work. Well, we have an excellent mentor, T. She always calls her babe, and she calls her T. Montresor. What's that mean?
Huh?
Montresor.
I missed that line.
Oh, she says that to Tony.
I heard her say it, but I couldn't make out what she said.
You heard it twice. 3 times.
Yeah.
So, and then, they refer to Jughead as that worm. He has the audacity to call this a vanity project. Gonna put him in his place. So that ticks Cheryl off, and she shoots a bullseye.
It was a British thoroughbred racehorse.
No, come on. She did not just call her a British thoroughbred racehorse.
I don't know.
M-O-N.
Yep.
Space T-R-E-S-O-R.
Yep.
Well, come on. It's a expression of some sort.
Maybe it means sea biscuit in French.
Anyway, so the Pretty Poisons wait outside of Pop's as the serpents come walking out. Sweet Pea and Fangs
I want more Sweet Pea and Fangs on the show. They deserve guest star, second tier status.
It needs to be a trio. They need to get Lugnut or Tire Iron mixed in there.
My treasure.
My treasure. There, that sounds a lot better. Okay.
She could be referring to her as a thoroughbred racehorse.
My treasure. I believe that one. So, anyway.
Well, ladies. Hey. Evening.
Look, girls, we don't want any trouble from your little sorority.
Don't call us girls and don't belittle us.
Or what? You gonna challenge us to a pillow fight?
Cheryl's facing off, and they call them a little sorority. They're just asking for trouble. We knew this was going to go bad. Don't belittle us. Or what? We're going to have a pillow fight, Fang says. I think he wanted a pillow fight.
Actually, those two kind of remind me of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern from Shakespeare. Just kind of they should be involved in all the different goings on through Riverdale. And just haphazardly getting into adventures.
Wow. Okay. All the time he's bringing up the Shakespeare. Just
every episode it's gonna happen.
So we're the Pretty Poisons, P-Brain, she says.
And we're here to deliver a message to you and your
leader.
Pull
that on.
That we are not to be dismissed or
we're not going to be trifled with. So they beat the crap out of them.
Ladies,
that's good.
Introduce yourselves.
Off camera.
You just hear oh,
it's like
it was a very cartoony sound effect.
It's like a bear attack. So more gangs are starting to pop up. They're back at the Joneses, and Sweet Pea and Fangs are all beat to hell. Piece of the pie is getting smaller. We need numbers, and the ghoulies are up for grabs. We don't want the ghoulies because they've tried to burn down Pops. Remember that? Malachi and all that jazz. So we got to tame them. Meanwhile, we're over at Thistle House, and I gotta keep that straight. Thornhill's the one that burned down.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. She's painting her toenails, new color. Anybody remember the color, Cliff?
I don't.
Vigilante Violet. What do you think?
Available at Hot Topic.
Exactly. You're gonna be buying it at Hot Topic. So TT's all mad because they beat up the serpents, and we're above that. Not these personal vendettas. Cheryl likes to do what she wants to do. She likes to be a leader, and she's she's realizing, I got to give, TT her due. She's the leader. I like that Cheryl's like kind of accepting in this moment that, she respects her enough.
Yeah.
I don't have to be come barging in everything. So she's like, it's your gang. So she promises not to deploy them.
Yeah, I feel like the show keeps throwing roadblocks. Like they want to break these two up and cause drama, but they always just sort of gloss over anything that's happening.
I like that.
Maybe they're a stronger couple than any of the other people on the show.
So then we're back at Riverdale High, and here's Archie and Just Josie, and she's going to be singing some Tina at La Bonne Nuit on Sunday night. She wouldn't mind having a little guitar. Yeah, sorry. Got a match. That's pretty major. He's like, don't come because I'm going to lose anyway. And she basically gets on him about taking a fall. And he's like, wait, listen. I'm an ex-con. I walked out of my SATs. I'm an idiot. This is all I have.
All things we know.
So she just basically tried to build him up. Whatever, just... By God, do not hurt that pretty face. Please. Well, too late. Meanwhile, in the coolest student lounge, this is where Kevin is. He's got a one-track mind. He's like, the forest is cold and leafy. I slip and fall running in the fox forest, but could just go to this farm. I'm being promised some... Betty just is constantly walking around talking to crazy people. She cannot understand why nobody listens to reason.
Yeah, Betty is like someone from a different show dropped into the middle of this show. And she's like, what's happening? Why is no one paying attention?
That would be a good Saturday Night Live skit. Like, Betty is the normal person. She's like, people have escaped from there. He's like, I can't help you. He's like, she promised me a cute gay farmy, so...
Yeah, he's been talking to Evelyn.
Yeah. So, Jughead already had a standing meeting with any sheriff, but it really helps that his dad is the sheriff, so... They're talking about the ghoulies and gargoyles and all that.
Yeah, he wants to get the ghoulies, but he needs a guarantee.
A carrot.
Yeah.
And... So, sure. Yeah, I won't arrest him.
As long as I don't have to sign anything, I'll go along.
No problem. Live and let live. What's the deal with Governor Dooley? That's what I want to know. Because...
he won't return Hiram's calls.
Right. Hermione constantly... She seems to know what's up with Donald, but... Anyway.
At this point, I honestly... I could care less about anything about the lodges.
Yeah. Whenever they're over there, I'm just like, whatever. It's always something plot. Whatever. And so then we're back, and the Veronica and Gladys are talking. That doesn't matter. Back with Elio and Archie, and he said he's going to try to win. Then we have Jughead meeting with the last ghoulie standing, Vern. And he has the most ridiculous jacket on. There's like all these rivets and rhinestones and stuff.
Well, the ghoulies were very theatrical.
Okay, yeah.
They wore remember they had the face paint makeup?
Okay, yeah.
Like the Warriors.
Well, after they lost Malachi, someone went to the gargoyles, started playing G&G. Gotta bring that back around. Now that Tallboy's dead, who's the leader? Some whack job named Kurtz. I, for the first time ever, watched Apocalypse Now. Just like 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
And so when I'd never seen it. And so when this happened, it was very surreal to me. I would never have got it had I not just seen that. So anyway, yeah, if you don't know, Apocalypse Now, Martin Sheen has been in the Vietnam War, and gets repurposed, sent back to go find this whack job named Kurtz, played by Marlon Brando, deep in Cambodia, and he's basically got his own society there. He's possibly a lunatic.
You're an errand boy sent by grocery clerks to collect a bill.
Yeah. So he's supposed to go in there and take him out.
So, comparable to the horrors of the Vietnam War,
Riverdale
are the gang wars of Riverdale.
Yes.
They have driven a young child to insanity. They've gone upriver to the gargoyles. They are off the reservation. Because that's the idea of Apocalypse Now, or the book Heart of Darkness that was based on. Like, it's a travel to insanity, that the horrors of the mind that war does to people.
What are these? What were these? When he walks into Kurtz's place,
those were like the little things that hung in the hospital or whatever, weren't they? Like the little omens to either protect you from the Gargoyle King, or I don't remember.
What's that? Oh, you talking about hanging from the ceiling?
Yeah.
I thought they were
mannequin parts or something.
That's what I thought. I thought they were like doll parts.
Well, in Apocalypse Now, they were
he's got like heads on stakes and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I was. Anyway, he's got a bunch of candles in a bucket. Which maybe.
And at one point, he even says we're lost in a jungle. So yeah, they make it very clear what the reference is.
Oh yeah.
Well, he wasn't bald. I think he should have been bald.
Yeah, he should have said shit. Anyway, they face off, and it's the Jughead's like, "Hey, I'm a game master. Does that mean anything? Is that any good?"
I'm a level 3.
Yeah. It's like, we're not playing a game. We're living a prophecy, man. So, actually, Jughead should be like the Dennis Hopper character. You know, he's the reporter.
You got plans, man. You got ideas. What, are you going to land on the moon with fractions, man?
Anyway, he's talking about ascending and all this garbage. Archie drags his butt back to Keller and says, I'm not going to throw the fight, but if you'll train me, I can't do it without you. You got to train me. So, okay. Lodge stuff, I'm skipping it. Candy, prison, candy, gangs. Yeah, he wants to fill the prison, so he's going to need the sheriff to help, and Gladys says abso-freaking-lutely. So FP's going to have to do something.
Who did FP promise something to get the job of sheriff? Was it Hermione? Or
it must have been Hermione.
Yeah.
So what was the trade-off there? Did we ever
do what I say? I don't know.
You got me there. I don't remember.
Betty's cold calling escapees from the farm.
That's a very Betty thing to do. Remember when she was calling... who was she? She was making random calls to somebody. She had a phone... Oh, it was the dead guy's phone.
Yeah. Yeah. She was calling... She took it off his body in the sewer or in the culvert. And then she's just calling people like...
Yeah.
I
miss Dark Betty.
Where's Chick? The Chick should have been the farm leader.
That would have been
great. If he is Edgar Everett ever.
Oh, Chad Michael Murray pulls his mask off and some milk would be nice.
That's how you say his name. And from now on, we do 3 names just like that. So yeah, deal's off. It's like, get to the fight already. They were going. I know. Yeah, there was something here. Yeah, Betty wants to meet one of these escapees. They need a private place. She's like, I knew a perfect spot.
I put my arms up and said, "The bunker."
We all knew where that was going.
Hey, I'm a random person on the phone. Can you meet me in an isolated forest somewhere and shimmy down a ladder?
Oil up.
Yep.
Go to Pops or the Bijou or something. Meet in a parking garage.
No.
Ugh.
That'd be a waste of a perfectly good bunker.
And she trudges out there, and they're in the bunker for like 30 seconds before she says, oh, something dangerous is going to happen, which she could have inferred anyway. He's like, I gotta go. Find your own way home.
Yeah, Jughead.
That would be pretty funny with the next set of kids that come down there to mess around, and that woman's still sitting there.
Jughead's back from Cambodia, and he's like all shook up, and FP just take it easy, boy. Get some food in you. You'll feel better. So yeah, Martha, Superman's mom, is in the bunker. She's like, I've seen hidey holes like this before. So anyway, 6 years ago, her and her sister Marigold, Martha and Marigold, joined at the same time. She left the farm right after her sister died. Guess when it happened? Guess what happened, Jordan? Baptism.
What?
It's an extreme ordeal. You have to survive. And she drowned and died during hers. Meanwhile, Just Josie's at La Bonneway singing her heart out. We Don't Need Another Hero from Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. I like this song. Oh my god, it's a catchy song, and she's singing it up while Archie's fighting, getting ready to fight. And much like Not Since Veronica sang and almost got raped by Nick St. Clair, not since then have we had someone sing and be in another location at the same time. Just Josie goes to the fight while she's still singing La Bon Nuit. It's a magic. You got this, Archie. The guy headbutts Archie in the face.
Yeah,
it's
he
a
fights
bloody
dirty.
mess. Messed up that pretty face.
I like the custom blue and gold trunks, though.
Oh, yeah.
For his first fight, went all out with fancy...
Full bulldog.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision. Judge Williams scores 8-7 Ronson. Judge Anderson scores 9-6 Andrews. And Judge Patterson scores 8-7 for your winner and still undefeated welterweight, Randy Van Ronson.
Great up, Art. You won that fight, no doubt in my mind.
Split decision. I wonder if we had anything from these names.
Did you guys think he was going to win?
I guess I probably did. I don't remember.
I did.
I knew once they started scoring he wasn't going to win because I was like, you knew.
I was, like I mentioned, Carly was watching the show tonight, and I was back in another bedroom doing some podcast stuff, and I hear my wife out there. I can hear the music playing, and I hear my wife out there going, "Come on, Archie, come on!
Stick and move, Arch, stick and move!
You're gonna eat thunder and crap lightning!"
I was just wondering if there's anything to these names. Judge Williams scored at 8-7. Judge Anderson scored at 9-6, and Judge Patterson scored 8-7. So Williams, Patterson, Anderson, just generic names, or these mean something?
Williams.
What? Williams.
We had 3 names. Come on.
Oh,
you're supposed to say
I was
Patterson.
like, Williams, what?
Wow, he's out of his game. That was a one-time magical moment.
Yeah, don't try and recreate.
Nope. Just let them happen organically and move on.
But yeah, there's more drama if he wins. Then it's like, oh, the mom's mad at him or whatever. Like, he lost like he was supposed to.
I think they're trying to drag this out. This may be all he's got. He's already done every other sport.
The bear scars were healing pretty nice.
Oh, yeah.
You can barely see them. They're just tiny little little gashes.
Yeah, he's got
just a slight reminder. Slowly fading away.
I'll never forget that day. Happy day, friends.
I really want, like, every 6 episodes something permanent to happen to Archie's body.
Yeah. Right.
So by the end, it's like Prison Break or something. He's covered in tattoos and scars.
Oh, that's right. He needs a map on him.
Yeah.
Happy day, friends, over at the farm or whatever. Birth is no easy feat. We push, tear, and spring forth crying and gasping for air, for life. Betty's running, and she's no Tom Cruise. She's running
down the street.
Yeah.
Mom, it's Betty. Please call me back.
She's trying to, you don't, when there's an urgent thing, you run, you don't walk, and your mom's about to be baptized to death. So, they dunk her in a trough. Her own daughter holds her underneath until she basically drowns. Betty has to pull her out. I knew this is where you're like, yeah, she's going to bring her back to life, and just like they wanted. It's just like it's meant to be. Well, Josie and Archie were thinking of going to get a milkshake of Pops unless he had a better idea. Back at the hotel.
Maybe go get checked out at the hospital.
Concussion protocol.
Yeah.
Anyway, they did it. Basically, they did it. Beyond Thunderdome.
The Dale.
They did the Dale. That's what that means.
They sealed the Dale.
That's so good. That's the title of the episode. Will they seal the Dale? Find out. So anyway, back at the lodge, plot, Veronica, you owe me $75,000. Okay, Dad. Meanwhile, Gladys went, recruited the gargoyles, brings them in. Of course, I was wondering if they were ever going to take their masks off, and just a bunch of nobodies. Switchblade time. You're right, he whips the switchblade out. He's not happy. Beggars can't be choosers, basically. So, Alice was reborn. She's explaining to Betty how she feels so great. She found her special purpose. It's like David Johnson. And she can finally purge the last thing in her life that's been holding her back.
That house.
Dang house. I thought she was going to burn it down.
She's no Cheryl.
So she's going to sell the house. That's the big finish to the episode.
Yeah.
Going to sell the house. Whoop-de-doo. No more breakfast at the Coopers.
Yep.
She's going to have to move in with Hal and let's live in that dungeon.
It's either that or
sliders through the thing.
Be making a lot of milk toast over to Sisters.
A lot of sugar-crusted, floppy, fruity wheats. Sure. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So it's back. We got some Dale back. And what's going to happen next?
I don't know. Waiting 3 weeks for that episode was a little bit of a
letdown. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll continue the gang wars. We've got the going now that the gargoyles are in the fold. See if old Kurtz can usurp Jughead from the Serpent King.
So next episode is Fire Walk with Me.
Ooh.
Farm's going to set their sights on someone in Betty's inner circle. Kev. It's Kev, right?
Yeah.
Veronica's going to turn the tables on Hiram and Gladys. We don't care about that. And Jughead struggles to maintain control. Good luck, buddy.
Sounds like some vintage Dale.
All right. Wrap it up.
Yeah, that was fun. If you have any crazy theories or ideas or anything we missed, some movie reference we missed or plot line we missed, message us on Facebook, tweet us, email us at
Ka-Pow, the Pop Culture Podcast at gmail.com.
Murray.
And we're on Facebook.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. We'll be back shortly with a brand new episode. My name is Jordan Lowe.
Cliff Barnes.
I'm Seth. Bye forever.
Ka-Pow, the Pop Culture Podcast, is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Sounds, music, and clips played during the podcast are property of copyright holders. All original content is property of www.udownwithkpp.com.
Chad.
Michael.
Murray.